1-1. Ok. Es piesprādīšu to ņās. Kāpēc tāda dīlēja? Piesprādīšu to ņās. Kāpēc tāda dīlēja? Bet vispār, kāpēc mēs dzirdam šeit? Šito vajag, no kura datora iet skaņa?
No šī.
Okay. Tuliņās pārbaudīšu, vai tagad, kad tur ir izslēgts. Viens. Jā, ok. Tur nav dīlējis, viss kārtībā.
No kurienes mums te laikā?
Nē, kaut kur iet dīlējis. Kaut kur ir dīlējis.
Baudīsim vēlreiz.
1.
Un sākas nesen pareizi.
Kas? Zini, kas ir? Tas man skanēja šeit YouTube. YouTube ir dīlējis. Ja kaut kur skan YouTube, tad tas bija tas, ko mēs dzirdējām kā dīlēju.
Ok, tad tu izslēdzi YouTube skanu.
Jā. Nu, es pie sevis tagad izslēdzu, bet pirms tam tas dīlējs skanēja arī kaut kur citur. Tur arī ir YouTube vaļā. Bet pagaid. Nu labi, tagad viņš netraucē, tagad viss kārtībā. Jā, tātad tur ir ieslēgts YouTube droši vien, bet nu, nekas.
Nē. Mēs nevarēsim, bet cilvēki, kad viņi piečos, viņi paši sevi dziesās atpakaļ, bet viņi taču nav jūtot.
Ne, tagad jau nedzird vairs.
Nu tā, es izslēdzu skaņu. Es apskatīšos, jo mums dāva ir jādzird, jo citādāk, mums ir jābūt.
Jā. Tev Dāvis neraksta neko, jo viņš vēl nav, lai būs 6. Kas? Bāc, ko nevar redzēt? Nē, viss kārtībā. Tāda nav. No Dāvi nav nekāda ziņa, ja? Što novāc.
Uzspied te, varbūt citā brauzerī.
Lai, kur ir.
Un tad vienkārši...
Jā. Jā, es cenšos atgriezties.
Tev ir jāatgriežas tieši prom.
Promā?
Jā. Un tad uzliec slideshow.
Un
Tas ir jāpabīd.
šodien?
Jā,
Tā, vai mūs kāds dzird online?
Dzird.
Jā.
Visi.
O, super. Ļoti forši, ļoti forši. Tā. Un Dāvis ir šeit. Dāvis ir šeit izrādās jau kādu laiku, tikai viņam bija cits vārds. Okay.
Cits vārds parādās?
Pirms tam bija, tagad ir viss kārtībā.
Bet.
Es kaut kā pirms tam nebija Dāvis, bija kaut kā savādāk. Bet varbūt ne, viss kārtībā. Tagad ir, mēs redzam Dāvi. Paldies. Okay, we actually should switch to English. Started in working language, just fixing some technical issues. But let's kick this off. So thank you for coming here on your Friday night. And Davis maybe cannot see, but we have a full room here at StartSchool. And also, huge thanks to Davis joining us from far away over the ocean from the US, where it's very early morning of Friday. So thank you everyone for showing up, for agreeing to be here today, whether it's a Friday night or a Friday early morning. We appreciate your dedication. And today we're here to kick off one of the events that we will have in this series of events where StartSchool is collaborating with the US Embassy here in Riga, but also with the whole State Department in the US, with the aim to foster relationships, transatlantic relationships between the Latvian startups and the US startup ecosystem, and bringing the US startup building experience here to the startups in Latvia. Clicker. Okay, so StartSchool X US. Oh, and I should take this one off. Like this. Okay. Yeah. So as we know, in the US, the startup ecosystem is very developed. There's a lot of unicorns, a lot of investors. So we want to take a little bit of that and also support our startups in growing. Also, it's a huge market. It's a huge market that has a unified language all over the states. And we can benefit, or startups can benefit, if we understand that market better and if we can prepare for that market. So for this event, we have invited our friends, I should say, from Plug and Play. And now I will give floor to Davis to say a couple of words. Davis, can we see you?
Can you see me, hear me?
We
All
can
good?
hear you, and I will, just a second, I'll make sure that we can see you as well.
Sounds good. Good afternoon, I guess. Good evening. Ciao visiem no Americas. My name is Davis. I lead the fintech vertical at Plug and Play, also principal in the ventures team. Super excited to join you guys here today and share a little bit about who we are, what we do, and naturally give you some feedback and hear more about some of the projects you guys are working on. While the team is working, I see in there one of the little screens, they're trying to probably put my face on the screen.
Yes, now we see you on the screen.
Okay, perfect. Would it be helpful for me to go through a couple of slides, or should I just talk through who we are, what we do, and jump in right into start presentations?
I think, yeah, you can also share a presentation if that's fine
Sure.
with you. Yeah.
I'll very quickly show you little bit about who we are and what we do, and hopefully that will help you guys to understand where I am coming from with all of this. So, plug and play. So who we are, really the market refers to us as the ultimate innovation platform. I guess our goal and our mission in this world is to connect the world's best technology startups with the largest corporations in the world for them to launch new product propositions, find operational efficiencies, reduce costs, improve revenue, and so on. The way we do this is typically through three main pillars. First is our venture capital activity. We invest in roughly 250 startups a year, primarily in pre-seed, seed, and Series A stages. We've been named the most active early stage investor in the world by PitchBook multiple times. Same with Swift or Shifted in Europe and so on. The second big arm is what we call corporate innovation. This is where we act as an extended innovation arm for more than 550 global corporations. And we kind of help them through either brokerage services between startups and their pain points, or through trends reports, market insights, and other consulting services that our corporate partners need. Third piece is our accelerator programs. We run industry-specific and stage-agnostic accelerator programs in 60 cities all over the world. Really unique aspect of these accelerator programs is that they are really business development focused. We have corporate partners sitting on the board of these programs, and they dictate the themes and the thesis, and ultimately run pilots with the companies that go through the program. And these programs are also totally free of charge for startups. So we don't ask for equity. There are no fees required or anything like that. We've tried to take any kind of barriers of entry away for startups to be able to participate within our ecosystem. Throughout the years, we've invested in, by this point, it's actually 2,700 startups. We have more than 40 unicorns to date. Our portfolio has raised more than $24 billion already. And what's really unique about this kind of list is that companies, we have invested in these companies in their very, very early stages. So pre-seed, seed, very rarely Series A. A good example probably from Europe would be N26. We were actually the first institutional investor in the company back in 2013, I believe. And now they're close to $10 billion company. And many of these organizations really join Plug and Play and like to take our money because of the vast corporate network that we have developed. We currently work with almost 600 global corporations. These are Global 2000 corporations who use Plug and Play for their kind of innovation initiatives and activity. So think of organizations like Nike, Estee Lauder, BNP Paribas, Amazon, Walmart, BG&E, Carrefour, Ford. So anything from mobility to IoT to sustainability to any other 25 of the different verticals that you're right now seeing on the screen. And I'm going to leave you with this. This is just our global presence. I guess the closest is for Plug and Play to Riga is in Vilnius, where we run a couple of accelerators together with kind of the local Ministry of Economy. But as a company, we're in close to 70 locations all around the world. Every single dot that you see on the map, we have a physical space and corporate partners that want to engage with startups from these locations. We've already mapped globally close to 100,000 startups that then interact and contribute through this ecosystem. And I'm here to learn more about what you guys are doing, and hopefully we'll be able to figure out how we can work together. So I'm going to pause my screen. I lost the mouse. No, I can.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Davis. So we're super, super excited to have our 5 of our alumni startups pitch to you today and hear your feedback on what they're working on. So these are startups that started building their products just in the beginning of 2025. So don't be too harsh, maybe, but yeah. We will hear from the startups in a moment. I think we should have also here on the screen, or maybe the camera for the live stream. I think we should put it on the camera screen just to be visible there. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Arina, so much for doing the technical part here, and also actually putting everything together, putting together the presentations and the startups, talking to everyone and getting everyone here. The first startup up will be Book Genie, and Alice, I think you can come up to the stage.
All right.
We'll be ready in a sec, so that we have the cam on. Okay, it's in the in the meeting. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, then
Now we see Davis, and I think you should just put on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we should switch to
Here,
tabs.
yes, here, and this one should be. Oh no. Sorry,
But we are already on YouTube. Yeah, and then we can just pin it.
in it.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then switch it to tabs.
Okay. Continue. Zoom is playing some tricks on us today, but hopefully you will be okay.
Yes. So go and find that, and then we're ready.
How do I click?
Yeah. Bodies.
Here we go.
All right. I'm gonna just test it. Can I test it?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. So will you be timing, Darina?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
show you the time when you have 30 seconds.
And I'll give you the link for upcoming. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Start.
So you know Amazon, but you might not know Amazon KDP. It's the world's largest print-on-demand platform. You upload your PDF, Amazon prints and ships it for you. The activity book market there is booming. In April alone, activity book creators' income, earnings went over 60 million. Okay, that's already the next slide. Creating activity books is long and painful. It takes hours and sometimes days. Users juggle Canva, Excel, InDesign, and it is a slow, manual, and painful process. That's why we built Book Genie, where you can do all of that in one place. No design skills, no copy pasting, just simple creating. And there are other platforms you can use, but you still have to juggle a lot of them, and none of them are tailored for ready PDFs to upload to Amazon KDP. We are already live. We are actively engaging in our communities. We have launched our podcast series, our YouTube channel, and we are actively engaging in other communities. 98% of our users found us organically with no ads. Next to KDP, we are targeting the homeschool parent market. In USA, it is increasingly growing, and in 1 year, it is over 100 million. 10 seconds, okay. We offer our users freemium model. Our next big steps include integrating with the print shop, and this is our amazing team, and let's make magic.
Great job.
Thanks.
Awesome. Can you go back to the competitor slide?
Yeah.
Please. So I saw Canva. What do you think about Figma? Where do you see Figma potentially playing here?
Figma is a super manual process. It would be very, very difficult to create something like this in Figma. I use Figma
Sorry.
daily. I use Figma daily in UX UI design, and I know how difficult it would be to create such a book in Figma, and I wouldn't even try.
Makes sense. Yeah. I haven't seen a platform like this before. I think I would encourage you to think about potential defensibility from Amazon themselves. I think, especially Amazon, who's investing quite a bit in Gen AI infrastructure, they are like, how do you expect, or what is your defensibility for Amazon to launch something like this themselves to their
Well,
customers, the development platform?
I mean, our product is specifically tailored for generating instant full PDF books. And recently, when we were uploading books onto Amazon KDP, we also noticed their platform, and it is not very recent looking, if I could say that. I mean, there's always the possibility that they could do it, but I don't see the reason why would they spend resources into this specific niche.
What are your, I don't know, by the way, Anna, if I have any limitations on questions or time, so keep track of my questions too. Yanis, what is the, so what's the business model again, and what type of revenue are projecting in the next, let's say, 12 to 18 months?
It depends on whether or not we receive investment, and our revenue could be increasingly bigger, because right now we are looking for more developers to complete our product. And we haven't yet launched ads, which also is expected to increase our users a lot. And yeah, our revenue is all revenue because our platform actually doesn't cost us anything right now. And generating these books is extremely cheap. And in the next 12 months, we could achieve 10,000 users with a minimum investment.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, but so Book Genie is already making revenue right now. What I get as a feedback from Davis is that you should have a projection of what that revenue to your mind could be in like 6 months, 12 months, so that accelerators or investors could kind of see the potential that you see in yourselves. But yeah, we're out of time for the questions right now. So thank you, Alvis, so much. And yeah, a round of applause. And we'll move to the next picture. Next picture is Konstantin's. And we get the slide interior taste. So yeah, Konstantin's is getting the mic. And we'll see him in a second. Ready? Okay. And let's go.
Hi. Furnishing.
Hey.
Furnishing takes too much time, money, and stress. Only 8 months, 8 months just to furnish a living room. And people even pay interior designers just to save time and reduce stress. We believe that with new AI solutions, this process can become much faster, cheaper, and more fun. Interior tastes do that and brings peace and confidence. By understanding person's taste with special tests, by generating fast ideas with AI, by editing with AI design assistant, to finally match the ideas with real products on the market. Our business model is simple. We take 5% affiliate commission from the retailers for the sales, and everyone wins. At the beginning, we are targeting English-speaking and Europe online customers who will not hire interior designers, but still want stylish results. And we're going to start with the UK. Our competitors lack of this design-to-shop flow, unique design tests, speed, affordability, and multi-brand experience. And we are going to fill that gap. To reach our users, we are going to share revenue with our partners, interior designers, and grow organically through CEO and marketing. Our team, I have 15 years experience in real estate and retail.
15
My co-founder Audris in data science and machine learning. We have made our prototype with all features. We're going to first get our first partners and automate marketing. And we're going to raise next year as soon as we reach viable traction.
Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was perfect. So
Great job. Constantine, great pitch. So remind me again, so your distribution is through the designers or through the retailers? So like the IKEAs of the world?
Through designers and marketing. So we are B2C to B.
B2B to C, yeah.
Yes, yes. But
Okay.
we have also ideas about licensing our tools to retailers as well.
So I think like with retailers, you'll be able to generate higher demand because living in the US, like more and more people, and what I'm hearing, and I had some couple of colleagues who recently either purchased a house or moved into a new place, they are just using more and more some of these generative AI, just images, and get inspiration from that instead of actually paying for interior designers. So there is a bit of a worry that the interior designer as an industry might see a slowdown. Yet retailers will actually be booming because people will still want to buy things. Naturally, someone like IKEA, like some of these bigger companies, can build something like this themselves. But I think for smaller players, I think it makes a lot of sense. Even for, I think in Baltic markets, the Yisks of the world, the other these type of places where they sell furniture might be interesting partnerships. I would also think about a direct-to-consumer model where instead of going through retailers, you pretty much become almost something like my girlfriend's favorite app, Pinterest.
Pinterest,
Where
yes, exactly.
you generate different images with different interior designs, and you have you just like click through and you essentially ingest these designs from different retailers, and you then can think that you might, if you have like affiliate partnership with IKEA, you actually showcase IKEA furniture more often than other retailers. So I think it's an interesting concept. I would definitely think on whether or what is the defensibility against existing platforms that can just generate
Yes.
images.
1 minute for questions.
And yeah, but pretty solid.
Well,
I think it's interesting.
we understand and we see that more and more tools are developing, and the big companies, they implement some kind of tools. And yeah, I understand your concern about copying, and that's completely possible. Well, our unique source is this, that at the moment, no one actually tries to deeply understand customers' needs. They try to fill in the information, just buying, and that is our key thing. That offering is so huge, thousands of lamps, sofas, couches, etc., and this is the first filter. So, which will
Really
stay.
cool.
Time.
And then you can then use this information for other uses as well down the road.
Definitely. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. Woohoo!
Thank
Another
you.
round of applause. And the next down the line is Crucible. So let me switch that. And so the mic. Just add it magically inside this part. Here. Coolio. And then the clicker.
Good to see familiar faces.
Here you go. And here's the clicker.
Yes. That's mutual, Davi.
We still have it. Yeah, here you go.
Humanity is at war against invasive species, the outbreak of which has tripled over the past decade. The most dangerous of them is spruce bark beetle. a way of addressing the challenge is pheromone traps that have the potential to be efficient 24/7 unless they need service. But when exactly do they need service? Currently, it is checked by driving around across this huge area and checking every trap by opening it. Tons of gasoline, human hours, and other resources are wasted. And our mission is to revert this approach by making each trap proactively inform the end user when exactly does it need service to be efficient 24/7. We aim to achieve this goal by installing by digitalizing traps with sensors and data transmission. You can see our analog on the screen, our analog prototype on the screen, which consists of hardware and the software, of course. Serviceable, obtainable market doubles every 7 years. It's rapidly growing because we are only in the beginning of digitalizing forest tech. And as you see, total addressable market is much larger because spruce bar beetle is not the only pest. We think of Haas business model, and we outperform our competitors on data transmission and modularity, that is compatibility with a wide range of traps. We are all with technical background, and we are currently raising for digitalizing our prototype and addressing the first order of 5,000 units.
Great. Round of applause.
Great job. I like how you already incorporated some of the feedback we talked about back in August, September, early September about the business model. I think one of the things I mentioned back then was to really think about a way to recurringly make revenue instead of selling some of these devices as a one-time sell. I think that there is more into the data than you might think. That this data might actually be useful, and having some sort of a SaaS or a dashboard or some sort of a software that comes along with the device and the monitoring tool will help you make the product a bit more sticky. Have you already had conversations about the manufacturing piece of this?
Yes, so we have to choose manufacturer. As was mentioned on one of the last slides, we have offers from 5 suppliers. So we are currently testing 5 different technologies in terms of physically what sensor do you use, and then we decide on who will manufacture it. And speaking of software component, it's of course part of our solution as well. So there is firmware on each unit, and then after data transmitted, it is all collected in the cloud and analyzed, because it's typical that a single user has thousands of traps, and then of course they need aggregate statistics, which we will also provide.
Yeah. Go to market. So are you going through someone like Latvijas Valsts meži or other government agencies, or do you go directly to the people who actually own these forests?
You have 1 minute left.
This depends on the laws in a country. In Latvia, it is the first scenario, and in Lithuania, Norway, and other countries, it's the second scenario. Because the reason is whether a pheromone for this specific beetle is considered to be safe enough to be traded directly to private individuals or not.
Yeah, I would encourage. I think like if you start in countries where everything is centralized through the government, it'll be an easier way in, because you just need to convince one organization to essentially work with you, and you almost create a monopoly. Naturally, if you need to go and identify every forest owner. It's just like the go-to-market is more difficult and more time-consuming. On the flip side, you have governments who sometimes want to pay less, but at the same time, if you partner up with the government, it's a bit more sticky. So, yeah, my encouragement would be probably going after the countries where you can just get in as many forests and as many locations as possible as your go-to-market.
Cool.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. A round of applause.
Good job.
Just like this. Yeah.
By the way, this is great, guys.
So, hello.
Hey.
We are working to address amblyopia. It's a common childhood condition where one eye doesn't develop properly. So it leads to vision problems. Usually, treatment is you patch the best eye to make work the weaker one. So it's long and tough process that can last years. So we are developing like a digital solution app for parents to monitor a time and a dashboard for specialists to adjust treatment and also monitor the progress. So we are a team of 3, me, Laila Greenberga, who have first-hand experience, Martins with deep financial and business experience, and Rafael's, he drives our tech. And we have also a strong international medical advisory board, actually mostly from America. And they give us advice and validation. We plan to sell our solution to B2B2C, and the price will be approximately 119 euros per year. So, thank you. Our problem is real. The solution, we believe, works, and we are just in beginning.
Amazing. Thanks for this. Can I ask, how big is the market? And what is the potential revenue opportunity if you capture half of the market in the next 5 years?
Sorry, I wanted to go back. But actually, in USA, every year, 8 million new patients. 8 million new patients every year.
But because you're going through clinics, like it's not direct to consumer, so instead of getting 8 million customers, you will get significantly less because you'll be selling through the doctors, right?
Yes, we don't know yet how many clinics there is in USA.
So I would encourage you to look into that. I would also encourage you to rethink the business model and charge significantly more, because if there are customers or clinics that really specialize in this, and if this can become a really powerful tool for them, I think that there is a space to charge more for this. I do encourage you to also look into the privacy laws for healthcare tools within the US, the HIPAA, HIPAA, I believe, HIPAA compliance, which is one of the strictest data privacy laws that are actually in the US. It's very similar to the GDPR, but just for healthcare data, which this will definitely be impacted. So you won't be able to get any customers, unfortunately, and any traction if you will not have HIPAA compliance, especially in the US. But so yeah, like mapping the potential growth or potential size of the market, understanding how to tap this market and actually find those clinics and professionals, and then getting the compliance stuff will be probably some of the things that I would recommend you doing first, in parallel while you're actually building the platforms.
Yeah, actually, what we want to do is just now to do testing and show to patients. We have first group of 200
patients who will test it, and then we'll just decide what we will do next with this. So we want real feedback.
Got it. Tell me more about the platform. Like, what is the actual product? So, like, if my kid is impacted with this disease, what do I track? Do I track their
You track
training?
just firstly you track time, because it's like a training. You need to do some exercise every year for every day 4 hours. Same, it's you need to do something for 3 hours daily. And if you don't do it, then nothing happens with your eyes. It even decreases the vision.
10 seconds for last remark.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's why it's very important. And it's like a reminder, and it's like a specialized. And doctors can see after 3 months what you have done.
Time.
And yeah.
Last quote from me. Figure out other things that your customers can do on the platform or on the app, because if it's just reminding people to do a training, you can do it through a calendar app or reminders app or other means that people already use on a daily basis and might be in the routine of using it. Because it's like, and this will be super fast and actually applicable for many folks who are going after consumers. Consumers are exhausted of too many apps. You probably can open your iPhone and find probably 150, 160 apps, but you probably actively use between 15 and 20. So getting another layer of an app, you need to figure out what will make the customer to come back to your app. So that's something to think about.
Thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause. And I'll say that last but not least is Olaf.
Okay.
Oh, you can hold it like this as well.
All right. Education on learning online is broken. With AI, it's getting only worse. There's more content than ever made by AI, and course completion as its lowest. It's impacting a lot of different people, like Chad, who's a self-learner, who likes to build things and learn on his own, as well as Brad, who's a corporate boy who needs to upskill in the rise of AI. And they've gone through a multitude of tutorials, and oftentimes they find it difficult to understand if what they've learned is it relevant or even credible. And 70% of learners self-guide their upskilling journey. There are existing solutions, but those prioritize sales and do not have the credibility verification. We propose Unslop, an open source roadmaps where experts put up roadmaps and an open source algorithm transparently reviews the credibility of the expert, transitioning to a reputation economy instead of a click economy. Once we can prove that the experts work, once that we prove that the experts are credible, it will force a self-reinforcing flywheel of more experts and learners joining the platform. The online education market is projected to grow up to $200 billion and continuing on increasing. But the truth will stay free. We're committed to stay as free and driven by the open source algorithms and monetizing on the infrastructure layers on top of it, opening API access and enterprise solutions. We are vastly developing and plan to reach a 2 million ARR in year 2. The team is, we have a team of self-learners who have not only been guided through the journey of learning themselves, but also taught others to learn effectively. So the world doesn't need more brain rot, it needs the truth. And I welcome you to this journey of Onslaught. Thank you.
Time, perfect. A round of applause.
Great. So in my opinion, education will be one of the areas where, or education or learning development and tracking of skills will be one of the most interesting areas to monitor for the foreseeable future, because to your point, a lot of folks are just brain rotting right now because they like kids are no longer writing anything for school. Everything is ChatGPT generated, unfortunately, and people are no longer using their brains. And that also impacts ability for organizations or anyone who needs any professional service to identify whether the person they are buying services from actually are knowledgeable. So I think this is something super interesting. I would also think on how this could be applicable for enterprises internally. So one of the things that one of the most popular companies within plug and play is a company called Workera. I'll put them in a chat.
Mhm.
Workera AI. Workera AI. They help organizations to understand different skill gaps within their existing labor force and provide specific training materials on top to upskill your employee base. I think this is something really, really interesting. What's your go-to market? So how are you planning to get to masses for them to start using all of this?
So initially, we want to onboard as many experts as possible. So we plan to go through cold outreach on LinkedIn in emerging markets, experts scaled from 500 to 5K followers within the domains of marketing of AI. So target hot topic domains, which are marketing AI, get those to get the first experts, and then have this open algorithm and see the transparency there. Also, if we have that the algorithm isn't biased, that we have the perfect courses and verified more of the people on the experimental level or not so. And for them, there's the incentive because they get eyeballs on their work.
1 minute.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I would also probably work with some universities to maybe, because like you need the critical mass, right? So you need for the buyers ultimately to go on the platform and be like, okay, this expert is validated and legit. You need the expert pool. So I would also go maybe through universities and get some of the professors on board. I think that's an easy way in. I know that a lot of big AI company startup founders are, also speakers and technically could be claimed as experts. So
15 seconds.
if you can figure out how to actually do it on a more scalable way than just LinkedIn outreach, I think that could make it a bit easier for you. Because doing just LinkedIn outreach where the response rate might be 10-20%, you'll have to do quite a big of a legwork at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a matter of like
Time.
aligning the incentives, and that's what we're figuring out. So yeah,
Around the
for
applause.
advice.
Good stuff.
Thank you,
This
Ola.
this is interesting. This is definitely interesting.
Cool. That's great feedback, I guess, for the team and the pitcher as well. Davis, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you have a time commitment, and we've run out of your time for the moment. So if there's anything you just want to say, but otherwise, huge thanks to you, and have a great Friday ahead.
Of course. Last words from me. Great job, everyone. I know building technology and building cool ideas is not easy. So I'm always open to give feedback, and I'm here to help. I'll put my email address in the chat as well. Feel free to reach out. I'll give you my WhatsApp too.
Thanks.
That's
Thanks a
so
lot.
generous.
free
Thank
to-
you.
Of course. Shoot me a note, and always think like if you're building a company that you want to raise money for, especially through venture capital, the things that VCs will think about is, what is the problem statement? We care that the problem statement is big. We care that you're trying to disrupt the world. Even if you're starting with a small piece of your ultimate goal, what is your big vision? Think about always the big vision. Second thing is double down more on the team, because ultimately in early stages, people will not invest. Even like they'll try to understand the concept and how big the opportunity is, but we will invest in you, in the people. We will invest in you because we either believe that you can build what you are promising or what you want to build, or you will be able to figure out when, sorry for my French, shit hits the fan and you need to pivot, you need to figure out what to do. The third thing is always think about market sizing. We will care that, you might be building the coolest thing in the sexiest product in this planet, but if you can only capture $1 million revenue out of it, VCs will be like, okay, so like I can value maybe you max $7 to $10 million. So like for VC to invest in something like that, where we are expecting anywhere between 50 to 500 to 5,000x return, it just like the economy, just the math doesn't matter. And think on how you can scale. Think on the go-to-market. I know these are a lot of big things to think about, but as an entrepreneurial or as an entrepreneur, those are some of the things that should keep you up at night on how to scale your product, how to sell it more, who to sell it to, how you can sell the most, how you can make the most money out of it, because that will allow the VCs and the investors to also be excited for the project. But great job, guys. Like, if you need any help or support, definitely reach out and let me know how I can be a help.
Thanks. A round of applause for Davis.
Thank you,
Thanks for joining
Davis.
us.
All right.
Bye,
I think that-
everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, so with this, Davis disappears. But what I would suggest is to maybe to invite all the pitchers back and have 5 minutes of open questions from the audience, because there were some things in the chat
Okay.
and probably some people have questions.
Yeah.
Is that
Pitchers,
something
would you come to the front and we have a little
Yeah,
Q&A?
I mean, you have
Is that okay with you guys?
2
Use
microphones
half the
for
time.
5 people, but
I'll give one
I'm-
mic for you, and then Arina, you moderate. Yeah.
Yeah, so okay. So mostly in the chat of the Zoom, these are comments and not questions, which yeah, it's very interesting. But questions from the audience. Anyone? Yes, Petra? All right, let's do the running mic thingy so people in the Zoom can hear as well. Nice. Okay. So this is the speaking part.
Okay.
To make sure.
Okay, so my question is actually for your product. So the Book Genie. So like I actually want to be your customer, but you said if you don't raise a certain amount of money, then like the future is uncertain. So it's kind of a bit like,
No,
what? So
not what I meant.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. We are definitely building the product, and if we get some investment, we can just do it faster.
Yeah, and also if Amazon decides to copy us tomorrow, there is a market of like homeschool parents, which are these people in Midwest US who are not letting their kids go to school, and they make a lot of educational materials themselves. So it's one niche that we're trying to reach, but they're just harder to reach because it's less niche. But yeah, so you can definitely sign up. We will be around for a while. But thank you. Next question. Anyone? All right. And yeah, you hold it like this too.
This is also for Book Genie.
Yes.
Yeah, the Book Genie. Are you generating just PDFs like for printable versions, or also for the all that need for the Kindle version? Like Kindle.
Kindle is
support,
something we are also interested in. We haven't explored how to generate it for Kindle specifically. Maybe there's some kind of specific requirements, but it shouldn't be so difficult. We are definitely considering that. Right now, it's just a PDF.
PDF.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I also ask the question for the platform? I really the education part. I'm also in this business, but what are you going to do? I don't exactly understood. Is it evaluating different courses and teachers? Are they comply with some standards, or what exactly?
So right now you're learning at StartSchool, right? Right.
Yes.
So have you used the platform roadmap.sh? So roadmap.sh, basically, it tells you if you want to learn front-end development, these are the steps to take. Roadmap.sh itself is developed on open source, so everyone can contribute and recommend the best path. For developers, there's not much ground for arguments. But let's say we have a softer skill like communication, like marketing, like arts. There's a lot of people offering coaching, teaching, and so on. And so we want to have something similar, a roadmap, A, B, C, D, but we rank the expert. And so the question becomes, when we rank the expert, who is the authority? And so that's why we build an open source algorithm where everyone can transparently see this algorithm, how it works, and why the expert has the ranking they have.
Who pays? You. Who pays? The experts you ranking?
Where's the business?
Where's the business?
So the business comes in the infrastructure. The business comes in the companies who want the data. So that's API calls for enterprise plans. So as mentioned, in companies, they have internal knowledge docs. So they would be interested to have a similar infrastructure in their business. And also SaaS, which is also like use. There's some workarounds that we're working on.
Because I use Udemy. I see there is a high ranking, the people already evaluating, and it's quite clear what is inside. Why I need one more step, like.
Because not everything is on Udemy. Udemy is focused on skills. There's a lot of educational platforms, Udemy, Coursera, School. And School is something like community driven, where people can develop their own course, like their fragrance courses, their masculinity course. How do you even evaluate all that? And so there's a lot of room for this evaluation. And so what we're bringing, another source of revenue, is also affiliates to the courses. So if someone builds this roadmap and it's highly ranked, then people will want to go through the course. So we get an affiliate fee as a platform.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you for the questions. We love pointed questions. Yeah, the next. Yes, I'll hold it this way.
This way, yeah?
Yeah, so this needs to be
Perfect. Question to Yanis, right? Yeah. You mentioned that you are now choosing hardware provider, right? Why you didn't decide to build hardware by yourself? Because from my understanding, it's quite simple one. Just shows if there is someone there is or not.
So two of technologies that can be used, we are testing internally. But after we complete testing, we still have to scale up. If we do everything ourselves, if we wait until we build our own factory, well, there will be no forests to save. So we have to take time dimension into consideration.
All right, thank you. One more question here.
To Olaf's, I just now researched the framework. Thank you for that tip. I never used this platform, but to ask you, what would be different from like this not Squarespace, but like these Skillshare, this type of platforms?
As I mentioned, there's a lot of educational platforms, like we don't have the courses on our platform. We have someone who writes a brief snippet that's a roadmap. First do this, then do this, then do this. And so that's the educational part. We don't have courses, we don't host videos. We just have people like use that basically as a means to share what's the roadmap to learn this skill. So both like anyone who visits gets the benefit of like, okay, maybe they don't want to learn, but they have something and they can learn through Wikipedia, watch a YouTube video. But they also have the ranking of the experts that say, okay, this seems to make sense because I don't know anything about knitting. Where do I even start? And so I'll check, and if I see someone that's credible in the knitting space, it will be more likely for me to go to that. And or just like, oh, if they say the cross stitch is first thing to learn, then I'll say, okay, at least I start from the cross stitch.
All right. Do we have any more questions from the audience? I look around here in the room. I don't see any hands up. And also online, I don't see any questions. So I think we'll say thank you to all of the pitchers. Thank you so much.
I have a question.
There is a question. Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, I wanted to ask, I have a question to the book Genie. Is it possible to apply for a patent protection so that Amazon does not steal your idea, or?
I'm not really sure about that. I don't think so. Yeah, they can definitely build their own.
It's hard to protect these kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not patentable for sure. In the US, yeah, but it takes a lot of time, and by the time you can get the patent ready, AI will have moved leapfrogged like 10 years ahead.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. Yes, thanks.
We can copyright Book Genie, but then someone can create Books Genie.
Yeah. Yeah, but thank you, Anita, for the question. Okay. I don't see any more hands here, and yes, thank you Sorry if we didn't notice your hand raised in Zoom. Yeah, so thank you, everyone. I think we'll close the official part of the pitching, and then we'll move into the unofficial part where we have some food and we divide a little bit in the alumni and the students, unfortunately, this time. But yeah, thank you, everyone. Let's have a great rest of the evening.
Thanks. Yay, party hard.